Howdy doody, folks, it's Friday. Let's talk about WandaVision Episode 4. We kick off the episode with Maria Rambeau blipping back into existence after clearly being snapped after 5 years. Now, she goes out into the hospital. It's completely frantic with people blipping back into existence. She bumps into a few people and learns that Maria Rambeau, her mom from Captain Marvel, has died of cancer 3 years prior. Immediately after that, we learned that Maria Rambeau is a captain at the Sword headquarters. Now, she is usually, out in space doing those kinds of missions, but she is grounded terrestrially. So where is Sword sending her? To Westview. Jimmy Woo comes back into the MCU. He's from Ant-Man and the Wasp. He was the FBI agent assigned to Scott Lang and making sure that Scott Lang was still on house arrest and, doing drop-ins and check-ins and so forth. So in one of his check-ins, Scott Lang from Ant-Man and the Wasp, he says that, he encourages Jimmy Woo to learn magic and misdirection. So what does Jimmy Woo do when he meets Maria Rambeau? Flips out a card from his hands out of seemingly nowhere and gives it to her. So that's a little reference to Ant-Man and the Wasp and Scott Lang's little encouragement Jimmy Woo actually took under his wing. You remember that drone that Wanda found in the bush in episode 2? Well, we know the origins of that drone. Maria Rambeau flew it into the energy field before getting seemingly sucked in herself. Darcy Louis is back from the first 2 Thor movies. Now, we've seen her in a couple trailers at this point, but now she's in episode 4, and she's here to save the day. She taps into the broadcast, this broadcast frequency that's hanging out in some radiation that was left over the Big Bang. She taps into it, she gets an old TV, she gets a ton of old TVs, and they start watching the sitcom as it goes. Next up, Darcy Louis sets up this satellite aimed to tap into this radio that is next to Wanda and Dottie from I think episode 1 or episode 2. So once they're having their little discussion, we actually get that signal and we get our side of it, Jimmy Woo's side of it, of him tapping into that signal. Wanda, who's doing this to you? Wanda, do you read? Come in, Wanda, Wanda, Wanda. But then we see a slight disruption and Wanda cans that plot point. Next up, we learn that the hexagon shape that we've seen in kind of every single episode, it was one of the final closing shots, maybe it's one of the opening shots, but we finally get a look at where Wanda that is inspired from. And it's inspired by the energy field that is surrounding Westview. It's a hexagon. So that's why the hexagons have been all over the place. This part was freaky for a number of different reasons. One, Wanda, after Monica blows her cover, puts Monica through the wall. Wanda's like, you're not my neighbor, you're not my friend, picks her up, chucks her through the wall, gets outside of Westview, throws her right out of Westview. Now, after this, Vision comes running in, and we see that Vision's body is gray with these white eyes. It's a really ghastly kind of moment, and you're taken off. I jumped a little, I have to be honest. It was played off like a little horror trope. And even Wanda was caught off guard before she reanimated him to make him look real. But at least we know now that Vision is dead. But at least we finally have that answer to the question. Wanda is controlling everything. Everything. And we kind of get this villainous moment where she goes down to sit on the couch. She's all happy, smiley. She's back to it, to her charming, dashing tone. As the episode closes out with Voodoo Chili by Jimi Hendrix, or maybe it's Child. But it's this guitar riff. It's meant to be really cool, but at the same time, it's played out in a villainous kind of moment. And that is creepy, but really effective and thrilling, and it's intense. And wow, was it intense. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. What'd you think of episode 4? Personally, I think it's one of the best by far. We got a little break from those sitcom-y, funny moments, which I wasn't super crazy about, but I'm happy that we're where we are right now. Thanks all for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Comment down below next what you want to see from me. And go maybe check out some other videos of ours. Tell your friends about our channel. We're growing mostly by word of mouth, so your input is appreciated. Thanks all for watching. Take care now. Have a great day.